Hello, all my fellow evil brothers and sisters. I have called you all back here to the Hall of Evil to introduce our newest member. Say hello to the Sticky Icky.
The Sticky Icky? You can't say it like
that. Hey, I shower daily, motherfucker.
Okay,
You gotta
the Picky.
be crazy evil to be this.
Okay, oh, the Picky.
Did you wash your hands? No.
Yes.
Cause I'm evil.
No, I do that.
We did that again.
Because germs are beyond evil. They're
So
incontrollable.
They're beyond good and evil. So Doug, back, another day, another play, another shadow. What's going on today?
We're being bad fucks. We're going true villain.
We're going evil mode.
Wait, did you say evil? Shadow! I didn't think this was Sonic Adventure 2 all over again.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
Shadow,
making sure.
but due to your actions, I'm afraid I can't publicly associate with you. As far as the press are concerned, you're dead to me.
Girls all be
That's
canceled.
fine with me.
Shadow, you are uninvited from my birthday party. Go fight demons. Go fight demons instead.
You dick.
Hey,
You
dude.
know
Well,
what?
no,
That's your birthday
the twist is, Logan, he's fighting for the demons.
Are we gonna skip like some of the scenes that we have seen with the villain and stuff?
Oh,
I've already done that with anti-hero. To be fair.
That's fair.
So,
so
yes, Iki, now that you're here with us for Shadow the Hedgehog, and Hype has come back after he sadly missed out on Vector's one claim to fame throughout the series.
Oh, well.
nice.
I mean, it is what it is. But, Iki, what are your thoughts on Shadow with guns?
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else? Like, or just like, did you ever play this particular Sonic game? Number one Sonic fanboy?
No. Look, as the numero uno Sonic fan, I don't have to play the Sonic game to
To know.
experience it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I just imagine it's like he hasn't touched this game, yet he can name every single individual member of the Black Arms.
Black Arms. Yeah. All
Well,
the-
first
all-
off, they're called the Black Arms. God.
Yep.
All right, well, then
secondly-
tell us, Iki. What's the name of the floating guy that keeps the floating guy with the one eye?
Patrick Star.
I knew it. he would know.
Fool, you are okay. So you know no correction. You're not the number one Sonic fan because that's not Patrick. That's Plankton.
Liked. Or it's Starro. Or,
Oh my
or if
god,
it's-
just
or if it's
humor me.
Starro, we're pulling hairs.
Or if you're talking about like
yeah.
Black Doom himself, it's just a wise man, but alien.
But real quick,
Fair
if you could humor me for a bit, you make that joke, James. Now I'm just in my mind the scenario of, I guess you could say it's our version of the Snap Cube dub, where it's like Black Doom. It's like, Shadow, help me retrieve the Krabby Patty secret formula, and I'll tell you everything you need to know about your past.
Those lowly heathens split the Krabby Patty secret formula into 7 emeralds.
Screw that helicopter.
Don't mess with me, Sonic. I'm an honorary member of the Chum Bucket.
Check it
Do you
out.
even know what jump is, Shadow?
I've been working there for almost 5 minutes, Sonic.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway, because you're getting my
wow.
dust.
That was a snipe shot to the gun beetle.
Hell yeah.
And this is the
I'm gonna eat my own dust.
and this is the power I unleash when I eat their complimentary chum.
It tastes
You know, I'm not quite sure if I should take that as a compliment or an insult.
There we go. Alright. Perfect. So,
Well, it gets results.
In a
I guess I can't complain with that logic.
so to take a little breather back a bit, because I know before we get all into the, lost in the sauce of being evil, a question I did want to ask Hype in the last video, had he been there, was, so one of the anti-hero endings was one that we discussed a bit at length, was not the Vector computer room one, but the normal one where Shadow destroys Eggman with the help of Vector.
The villain one.
The villain one, I guess, technically. Basically,
There's no neutral once you go up against them. Sorry.
true. I mean that's fair. Yeah. So not the hero one, but the evil one where you fight Eggman. But the ending actually having an interesting idea that I wanted to pose to you, Hype, as the number one Shadow opposer in terms of like his presence in Sonic canon. So that ending, as a quick summary, shows Shadow destroying Eggman. Well, not destroying Eggman. Just,
Well,
no,
he
actually, not
defeats him,
that ending. Yeah, he actually just breaks his
it's
toy. Go ahead.
It's one of the few
breaks
Eggman
his
endings
toy.
where he doesn't karate chop him.
Right. So he breaks his toy and instead leaves, saying that no, I will be I'm meant to be the guardian of the Ark, and no one shall be allowed to, taint its sanctity with their presence or whatever like that. Just send them on their way, leading me to the idea of like, how would you feel if how would you feel, Hype, if that became more so Shadow's role in the Sonic canon, like officially, like how Blaze has the Soul Dimension, Silver has the Future, Knuckles, for a long time anyway, had Angel Island. What if?
Well, he still has it now. I mean, have you seen the Frontiers the short?
I mean, that's true. Just usually they downplay it in the games nowadays. He's usually there anyway.
Yeah.
But regardless, how would you feel about that if it was like he wasn't really like as much a constant presence in the goings-ons of the game, more so that he would just reside on the Ark to, look after it, and since that's like the closest thing to a home he's ever had.
Well, before I answer that, first I want to touch upon the little cheeky nickname you gave me, in a sense of like just to clear the airs on it. Like, I don't inherently hate Shadow as a character, because there's a lot of them that I do appreciate about him. Like, I think he's perfectly fine in stuff like SA2, of all things 06. To an extent, the comics I think is fine. The only reason I was really apprehensive about Shadow as of late is the fact that, like, he strikes me as the type of character, and I think James can agree with me on this, he strikes me as that type of character that, like, after he pretty much finished his big arc, there's not a whole lot you could really do with him in that sense, but Sega was just kind of, like, almost putting him in more so out of obligation than actual sense, just because of how popular he is, and that's the part about Shadow that I kind of resent, if that makes any sense.
I mean, like...
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's funny considering that now that we're recording this after the first episode of the Dark Beginnings series came out, it kind of just reminds us of what made Shadow, the most popular character that he is because, I mean, honestly, I think what pretty much makes or breaks his character is his backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah. That actually, we actually can't talk about that. Doug, as you fight these searchlights and try and attack the data core to break the internet once again, what were your thoughts on, as of right now, September 26th, Dark Beginnings Episode 1?
It's a strong start, if I'm going to be honest. I think it's well thought out, and can't wait for the next episode, honestly. Also depends on how long it's going to be, because it felt too short.
Yeah.
But I do like it so far.
Yeah, that is like the only real complaint that I have about it. Like, I like it otherwise, but that's the only thing that I do kind of like, compared to something like, say, Sonic Adventure Mania, where it's like, even though those are just like parts of a whole adventure, you can still argue that like each of the individual parts can still be enjoyed in isolation. Like, they can still stand on their own. When it comes to Dark Beginning Part 1, you can very clearly tell it, like, no, this is just one chunk of a larger animation. And it's like, not that it's bad by any means, but it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like I'll only start appreciating it more once I get the other parts, as opposed to enjoying it in isolation, if that makes sense.
Right. And you know damn well that after all said and done, they're gonna make a complete video, like, out once that's all out.
Right.
Did you get a chance to see it yet, Icky?
I've had the chance, I just don't care about watching it right now.
Totally fair. Sammy, what did you think?
I really like it, especially, like, I really like how far Kirk Thornton has come at Shadow.
I think he's a really good Shadow now, and I was really, I didn't think she would do a bad job per se, but I actually really like Stephanie Shea's portray as Maria. She does a great job as her.
I like that Maria more than actually the other Marias. Hot controversial take, but I like.
I don't mind.
I mean, to be fair, what else did the other ones really have to offer aside from like very few bits of dialogue?
Because I'm gonna be real, this is
Stephanie Shea.
Yep.
Yeah, she's voiced by Mona.
That's pretty
Because
good.
I'm gonna be real. Oh, go for it.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, just one last thing. What's funny is that, like, in a sense, you could argue that, like, that's Stephanie Shea's own, like, Sonic redemption, because the only other Sonic character she's played up to this point is Xena.
Yep.
Oh, fair. Xena, the Deadly Six, the green
green girl.
Right, that's
Right, the Grinch.
Right.
Jeez,
I made a whole question about that entire.
Stupid bitch.
I made a whole question about that whole group, and I completely forgot about her.
No, you're fine.
But I would say because Sammy did remind me. Honestly, no, I don't think you're wrong, Sammy. Because hot take, I feel like as pivotal as she is to Shadow's development,
That was a weird angle, Shadow.
nice. as pivotal as she is to Shadow's character arc. Also, by the way, die internet.
Whoop! Destroy the internet.
Anyway, as
You're
pivotal as she
welcome,
is to
world. Go outside.
touch grass.
Touch grass.
Yay.
Erase all records of all the fetishes on the internet,
And with
so that the world may be a better place.
I have done it. I have rewritten Sonic X Shadow
but
to
if-
now point to the Sega game franchise instead.
Yeah, but if the internet didn't exist, I would have never met Doug.
Okay, destroy all of the internet except for that one
the
specific
video
thing.
ends, the timeline is healed. No, it hasn't. Anyway,
That timeline.
so
Yeah,
no,
that's fucked up.
I don't mean that. A timeline would be bad without you two. So the hot take is that Sammy did remind me that as pivotal as Maria is to Shadow's character arc, normally with whatever we see of her, she's kind of a like a
Nothing character.
like I was gonna say a white bread sandwich, like just like a plain room temperature glass of water character in terms of like we don't know a lot about her development.
Sandwich, you bastard.
Hey Amy,
Why'd I
goodbye,
say that?
You just
like,
phased her out of this dimension.
Yes, but like it's the fact that like all we know about her, she's just meant to be an innocent girl, and that's kind of it. We don't know anything else about
Well,
her.
an innocent girl who's also suffering from a severe illness.
Yeah.
True.
That's another thing that I do like that a few people have pointed out. This feels like the one time in the franchise where, not like super explicitly, but the one time where it actually does kind of like visually show us Maria with her illness. Like when she kind of like faltered a bit as she was showing Shadow the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
Only time they even done that, actually.
Yeah, because I usually forget that that's why she's there. I'll admit, a lot of times I always
Right,
forget
we-
she has
like-
the illness. I always thought she was just kind of like Elise. I always thought it was just a horrible bring your child to work day gone wrong.
That's certainly a way of putting it.
What a horrible night for an illness.
Like not to say that they haven't, dived in. What am I trying to say? It's not like they haven't tried to develop a whole relationship between Shadow and Miri. And I still think that whole relationship is pretty much what. It's literally the best characteristic of Shadow. But other than that, it's like, it's one of those things where it's mostly the fans that are doing all the heavy lifting.
As far as I'm aware, in regards to Maria's presence on the arc, she was always there as it functioned more as like a medical bay for her.
Yeah, which Shadow mentions. It's like, I'm supposed to be the one who's healing you. I'm supposed to be the ultimate cure for you.
Right.
I think that is also one thing that
gosh.
people do sometimes generally think of, is that Shadow is also technically a fucking
Antibody?
illness kind of antibody shit, yeah.
I
Because
forget.
that's what it was meant to be.
Right, to develop a cure and then use his
But of
DNA
course,
to
Black
fix
Doom
Maria.
said, no.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, he was supposed to be like a guinea pig to help Maria get better.
Actually, you know what?
Literally.
Very random comparison. He's like a little furry Drix.
Yep.
Kind of.
I
Which makes
wonder-
me wonder, is like, why did they develop an antibody or a potential cure for this young human
He's
girl
like a furry
in the
version
form
of
of a
Baymax.
hedgehog?
Well,
I mean,
here's the
let's-
thing.
you
Like, think of Shadow as more like kind of like a testing ground for like the cures. It's like they use them to like see whether or not this actually could, heal whatever Maria has.
And I'm
Again, he's a guinea pig.
and I'm so sorry. What were you?
What,
what
like
did
the
you
cure
ju-
is brewing inside his own immune system?
I think just as like a test, but I'm so sorry. You were saying, Sammy?
I was saying he's like a furry little Baymax.
Yeah, that also too.
I mean, you know what? This is probably a good time as any to remind the audience of what Project Shadow was.
Literally.
The lizard.
Well, the lizard was a byproduct of that, yes. But basically, the whole thing is that Gerald started Project Shadow for the sake of trying to
Cure his granddaughter.
he was trying
Find
to
the cure of all medicine.
Oh,
essentially,
wow.
basically the ultimate medicine to help cure Maria of what was already
it
considered
was some kind of
incurable
autoimmune disease.
Or something. Yeah, just
You could also just call it as it is. Research into immortality.
for sure.
Yeet.
Also, for some reason, I was just thinking because I mentioned Drix. I just now had the image in my head of like Black Doom confronting Shadow.
You are in essence a tic-tac. Now get out of my body.
That's a great time. I do think that's a solid movie still. What studio animated that again?
It was Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. Okay.
Nope.
And actually, just real quick, just another thing. You mentioned that, like, in essence, it was just like a secret of immortality. Man, just imagine if Sonic still had the characterization of Black Knight that people keep sucking the peen on. Like, if Sonic hears the whole, like, oh, it's immortality, it's like, what good is what good is living on forever? That sounds pretty lame.
Jesus fucking Sonic.
Well, I mean, listen, you can say a lot about what, you know what, it's kind of funny thing about it, because we made the similar joke when we did SA2, or I feel like I know there was at least one, no, I remember, it was when we were doing our second Sonic Jeopardy, where we made the joke about how the Duke of Soliana in Sonic 06 was essentially doing the exact same thing that Professor Gerald was doing, except in the case of Professor Gerald, he was doing it for the sake of saving someone who was still alive at the time. But then there's the Duke, who was doing it for the sake of someone who was already dead. So he was essentially trying to play God.
Not to mention,
he was trying to raise
the
the
assistance of, the quote-unquote assistance of his country's god, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so holy shit, that is a ginormous mosquito. What the fuck is that doing? I'm a killer.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my boots.
Hey, you got the fifth key!
Got it!
You know,
Yeah.
you were saying that as I was just staring at the freaking,
Good for my
like,
connector,
demonic freaking dragon that Shadow was riding at that. Like, is that the mosquito you're talking about?
No, like a little mosquito just flew
Oh,
on all the side.
hot. It burns.
Shadow,
shit,
you're on
oh, shit.
fire again!
Oh shit, fire actually hurts.
He just walks
Damn
out.
it.
Fire indeed hot.
Shadow
Fire is
walks
bad.
out. Shadow walks out, does this pose. Barely broke a sweat. Turns around, he's just buck-ass nude behind him from all the fur burning off as he walks away.
Does anyone else feel a breeze?
Anyway, let's go fight the egg breaker.
And it's there where it's revealed that Shadow actually has cake.
So of the three variations that we fight, Doug,
Amy,
which
why
you
are
think is
you
the...
fucking here? He
I
chose
thought I
the
just-
villain route!
I thought I phased you out of existence. But
Doesn't matter.
But
Wait, did
Doug,
we help this motherfucker?
yeah.
No, and I said it before, it doesn't matter.
Fair. So Doug,
Keep that in mind, doesn't matter.
I know, but Icky was never that big. But Doug, I was gonna ask, of the three variations that we fight this guy, which do you think is the hardest? I already know what's the easiest. What's the hardest version of fighting this guy?
The one with Espio.
The
Yeah,
more the
because he
merrier.
keeps on doing his whole, you know what they say!
That and with the egg pawns using the fucking bazookas.
Fair.
I did not want to do that.
You just want to
But yeah, this is kind of like a fine middle ground, because you don't have to worry about the bazookas. At the same time, though, you don't have a railgun to roll down his health like nothing.
Yeah, no AT.
Well, I mean, it looked like you were doing perfectly fine with those egg pawn pistols.
Also, just to remind the audience, no, we are not saving cream and cheese. There's no need to.
Especially with the route we're going for. No.
They'll never be saved.
Cream's like,
I'm sure Mr. Shadow will be here any minute now.
One day, out there.
One eternity later.
I don't know. I can't do the whole song, but you see the. Oh my lord, the fire alarm!
Oh,
There's an
a
emergency.
new development.
What now?
It seems as if our ground forces.
Why is the president a young Ronald Reagan?
That's what he looked like in SA2, I learned.
Have arrived. And
No,
It's
but he
consistent.
looked better in SA2 than this.
How? How can this
not by
I'll beg the
much.
differ there.
I'm sorry, President. Although I can never see that cutscene again because of freaking Snap Cube.
Can I just say something about that stupid flowchart, though?
What's
What's up?
wrong with the flowchart idea?
So, in my...
Oh my!
Oh, Jesus. We have a whole squadron, but anyways.
Let me share with you a piece of your Alright, Shadow. Let me share a piece of my heart with you.
No, it's a flashback.
No, it's more like,
Shadow, where are me and the boys going to drop?
Actually, there's that one I was thinking of as the camera was.
The humans feared.
What I was thinking was as the camera.
Yeah.
okay, Iki, calm down there. What's up, Pipe?
What I was thinking is like as the camera was panning out, Shadow with his crossed arms and all the aliens behind them. For some reason, I was just thinking like, hang on, how many aliens were behind him again? I want to make sure I get the number right.
It looked like around
10?
8 or so? Or 10,
Okay,
yeah.
8. Yeah, okay, I'll go with 8 because I want to count the Shadow and Black Doom as well. 10 tickets to Transformers 1, please.
Oh my
I
god.
really hope that movie does. Part of me hopes that movie doesn't fade into obscurity, because I'm hearing from a lot of Transformers fans, it's fantastic.
So I'm here.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
that
like
was-
I kind of want to see it myself. Actually, I heard it's like the best Transformers movie since the Bumblebee movie.
Knuckles
Fine,
phased out of
Knuckles.
existence, just like, oh.
Sorry, Knuckles, you're not relevant at this stage.
So we're really
Actually, I
doing
want to
this.
ask because like
we're really
I wanna
going
ask,
to
'cause
nuke
I think
Westopolis?
Central City.
Central City. Oh no!
Westopolis has already been destroyed, Logan.
Oh, that's right, from the very beginning of that first bit.
And
Yeah,
yet
okay.
the city looks remarkably like Westopolis.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe it was right. Maybe it was right next door.
Maybe it was part of
Probably.
the same community.
Oh,
Maybe.
potentially.
You know, it's a good.
But,
You know, of all the it's kind of a blessing in disguise that the alien invasion didn't also reach Station Square.
Oh, you
it's-
mean
oh.
the watery ruin of Station Square?
Nah, they rebuilt it.
I was trying to mention before what pissed me off about that flowchart is how it's arranged. Like, you see, like, when you're playing as the bad guy, like, when you're completing the evil missions, you go up on the flowchart. When you're completing the good missions, you go down.
Yes.
Personally, I think it communicates better to me, at least, if it were swapped. Like, if you were being the good guy, you go up on the chart, because, like, you know,
You're not
I
wrong.
associate... Well,
Mommy said if I'm a good boy, I get to go to heaven.
exactly!
I mean,
exactly!
I mean,
Like,
you're not wrong.
My idiot Sonic fan brain thought that.
Whoa, my lord!
I mean, you know, that's fair. I kind of felt the same way when I was first playing this game. It's like, I'm doing good, but why am I going down on the chart? That don't seem
I
right.
also never considered, Doug, that I could like be continuing to do bad deeds, and I'll continue to build up the meter. That's a good idea.
I mean,
Also, should be
you're
said,
destroying things, so it makes sense.
Since,
Yeah.
Also, since Doug will not be showing it off, Knuckles' mission here is that you're supposed to suck up, like, 20 smaller bombs so that they don't explode on the city.
And if
So I also think that's where I think that's also what's tied to the time limit we're seeing. Or,
It
never
is.
mind, that's for the big one. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's tied to both of them, actually, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
for both of them. Well, then what happens when the time runs out? You just fail the stage completely?
No, the bombs go
Yeah,
off.
and start all over.
Jesus.
huh? That's pretty.
Which makes
Well,
me wonder, is like, why are you destroying the bombs if they're going to detonate anyways?
Because the idea is that like they're full of Think of it like a bullet without any trigger or something like that. I don't know, or a gun without any trigger. Where like they're primed, they're armed, but they need that ignition source to like actually detonate. Hence the gun.
But they're already going to explode!
You guys saw it too, right? That mech that was clearly made by gun killed a gun soldier.
No, that was me.
Oh, that was us.
I could. It looked like it was firing right in that soldier's direction.
It was, but I killed him.
Okay. The
So
same
there is no friendly fire. That sucks.
No, like, see, right there. You blow up the bomb anyways. You could just, like, not be here and let it blow up on its own.
No, he's saying again. I'm trying to explain that they're full of radiation, but they would not ignite on their own. That's what Black Doom is saying. That we need to trigger the bombs to detonate them. Otherwise, they'll just, the half-life radiation, whatever, drop out. Like it'll just.
But they have a countdown timer.
They literally
that countdown.
explain it if you listen and look at the text.
The count.
Also-
go ahead.
Also, Iki, allow me to force you to join us for our eventual Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster playthrough, where we show you exactly why we did exactly what we just did.
Phew. Anywho's.
And also,
Because there's a particular mission where you're trying to prevent that from happening.
Uncle Santa Claus,
Right.
what's that big blue ball beneath our feet?
That right there, Shadow, is planet Phase.
Planet
What?
Face.
I thought it was Earth.
Oh, yes, it's that. No, for you see, Shadow, in episode 2 of the Tales 2 video podcast series, they actually clarified that the twin Earth theory was debunked after famed Redditors.
And it just keeps going. Anyway.
Also, I didn't know you. Also, I didn't take you for a Tales 2 fan, Dark Black Doom.
I thought you were going to say that. I thought you were about to say, I didn't take you for a Redditor, Black Doom, and I would have been like, isn't it obvious?
I can also see it more just being like, I didn't take you for a Tales 2 fan.
I'm not. I'm just merely observing, so I can make an even better Black Doom tube. Also ignore the bird behind my back.
No, we're using that. Also,
Okay, never mind.
to back up, Doug, are we about to use the very thing that Eggman was going to use in SA2?
You darn diddly right we are.
The old Eclipse Cannon. Back to the
Ark.
Ark!
Oh shit, it's like we never left.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, it's almost like we're playing SA2 all over again, but now it's all purple.
What you see is what you get with purple.
I I mean, hey, I like purple.
I love being purple.
Anywho's
Well, I kind of do like the idea that after SA2, the arc is just kind of rotting, so you see all these like scattered bits of debris floating around.
I guess it makes sense.
yeah.
I mean, you know, it's kind of funny. It starts to rot literally 50 years later.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have very strong duct tape at the arc.
All right.
Well,
So
then
what
again, SA
That lasts exactly 50
it
years.
was still being used in SA2, but just by
Listen, they didn't just develop this. They didn't just develop Project Shadow and the Eclipse cannon on the Space Colony arc. They also created the world's strongest superglue.
so what are we blowing up today, Doug?
We're destroying the defense systems.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Alright.
Actually, just going off what James said there, it's like,
Shadow, I now present to you my second greatest invention for mankind, flex tape.
Why do you, I realized you were meant to be. I realized you were meant to be Gerald, but like all the time, all I could hear for some reason was Professor Dumbledore.
Show you the healing power of flex tape, Harry.
your parents in house.
Your mother.
I mean, being fair, Logan,
Yeah.
like his not Dumbledore impression is exactly how Gerald sounds in the Shadow the Hedgehog.
Your mother's love, Shadow, shielded you from the evil.
Wait a minute, I have a mother?
Oh my
Well,
gosh!
well, I didn't
Woo.
exactly.
Oh.
Listen, my boy. I had to I had to raise you from something, and it wasn't. I'm not exactly. Hedgehogs aren't exactly made with metal pots, now are they?
Cut to Black.
Babies of the future, Shadow.
Cut to Black Doom wearing a Stepford Wives dress and everything.
Listen,
Like-
Shadow, I'm old and I get lonely.
Also, think on that for a moment. Like, we all know about like Shadow's past. You know, the past they illicitly stayed from SA2 and supplementary material. You ever stop and think about how the process of Professor Joe
Nice.
actually getting that hedgehog that would eventually be engineered to become the Shadow we know now?
I have the image in mind of Black Doom in a wheelchair getting wheeled off to the maternity ward.
Oh my lord! Also,
Shadow, my boy, it all started when I took a trip to a nice and idyllic locale called South Island.
I have.
Or excuse me, or was it Christmas Island?
I'm so sorry, Doug. I'm gonna shut up in a little bit here, but it's just something that's now plaguing my brain after the image Icky put in my head. May I indulge in for a moment?
what?
Sure.
Okay, I was gonna say also good job of finding these keys. They're hiding these keys in some really weird places.
It's like they're hidden.
Basically, like, so it's one of my favorite like unhinged like deliveries from Pendleton Ward in Psychonauts 2. There's this whole like Easter egg that you can find a scene that was drawn by Pendleton Ward and also
Not that
voice
dream
acted.
again.
Oh,
And
by
also-
throwing the pen at the ward sign.
Yeah, and it's fully voice acted by Pendleton Ward as well. But anyway, the favorite bit of that now I'm imagining with Shadow and Gerald, it's like with Black Doom being wheeled down to the maternity ward, and Shadow's like, "Wait, why don't I remember any of this?"
You want to remember this? No.
Also, don't use these rings.
Oh, really?
For this part, because there isn't a defense unit right here, and if you use all three of them, you're gonna skip past it.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
So schmuck bait.
That is
Yeah.
mean. And die.
Well, I mean, okay, it's only schmuck bait if you want to be a true evil. If you want to be true evil.
But
You
yeah,
know,
it's,
if you want to make, you want to get harder for Shadow.
but yes, the freaking
You want to remember this? No. That's what I thought.
Cannon is nearby.
What I thought.
anyway. I'm gonna be right back and be quiet.
Okay.
I'll leave you all with hype and Jason.
Okay.
They're back.
Like, you know, it would be fun. It's funny that that Gerald will make Shadow forget that part, but not the part where he got gunned down by a fire squad.
Or,
That part-
or Maria getting
that-
shot.
Listen,
Oh.
those parts have thematic sentiment to it.
Arc to headquarters.
Alright, it's
Said that
Neil's
Logan has to miss this
gun
first
guy.
part.
Come in.
You will remember when my poor granddaughter got struck by Thor's lightning.
You will
By Thor's
remember the
lightning.
21st night of September.
It's
How
the
you doing, Sam?
26th.
What?
Also, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the other F-Zero reference in the game, the Blue Falcon.
Aw, don't be so blue. We'll do better next season.
Wait, hon, what did you say to me?
How you doing?
Vibing.
I guess just to get further, like, I think you gave a brief bit of it, but I don't know how extensive you were about it, Sam. But did you have any other thoughts about the Dark Beginnings clip that you didn't share yet?
Maria getting shot in the clouds is fucking sick of an image.
That'll be an image that'll never leave my head for the rest of my days.
Or
You can hear the Sonic.
It paints the picture perfectly for that poor girl.
You can hear the fans fucking clapping, going, "Woo! Yeah!"
I'm not looking forward to that.
You know
moment.
what? They're doing it for two. They're doing it for 3 moments. One for that image. One for Emerald just getting this close to wrecking Shadow's stuff up. I really hope they explain more about him, assuming he doesn't hear the series. Anyway, and then the third thing is after Shadow breaks out of his like little daydream, he looks up at the moon. Look, the moon is not intact. They remember that Eggman blew it the heck up.
Hooray!
So Eggman never did fix it.
No.
It's always been broken. You just haven't been seeing the broken side of it.
It rotates at a weird angle, I guess. I don't know.
Even though that makes absolutely no goddamn sense. You always see one side of the moon.
That's why there's a dark
Look, the
side.
moon is very shy.
I think no. I think that was an official explanation by like Takashi Iizuka at one point. It's like, oh, the moon's still broken. You're just not seeing the broken side of it.
That's such a cop out.
I know, and it's also a matter of like, listen, he'll say one thing one year, and then he'll say another thing the other year. Like, I respect the dude for what he's still doing for the Sonic franchise, but that man doesn't know half the shit. I mean, that man can't make up his goddamn mind.
That wasn't Commander Tower. Who the hell did we just kill?
Piercing eclipse.
A gun
Just
soldier.
a random gun soldier.
Oh no,
It's
Jimmy.
just a random gun soldier. You can even hear it by a different voice clip.
Oh no, not Charles.
But it's just like I love this. Like suddenly he has such significance. He's the final boss of this camp of this particular route.
Oh my god.
Mr. Falcon, no.
Mr. Falcon.
So let's see what happens.
Let's
see.
Oh no.
We are here to take rule of this planet.
I'd like to also note, ladies and gentlemen, now that we've reached this point, Shadow currently has not found all 7 Chaos Emeralds yet, and they're about to use, the thing you need all 7 Chaos Emeralds for, to blow a fucking planet to smithereens.
They had a spare charge that they didn't use in SA2.
Well, I'm trying to remember, because, I don't know how consistent all the other routes are about Shadow actually getting all 7 emeralds or not.
I'm pretty sure
Most of the time they just gloss over you. Sometimes they just gloss over 1 or 2 gems.
You're crazy. We will not.
Now, we will begin to exterminate all of the world's leaders who resist.
How?
Starting
Wait a minute,
with
that-
the United Nations.
How are you
Wait
gonna
a minute,
do
that's me.
that?
Annihilation.
Oh no, the FMV.
Oh no, you know it's serious business now. And you know it's evil because it's green electricity.
Coming soon to theaters in 1996. Wait a minute.
Whoa!
It's 2004.
Oh god, you're right.
Oh my god, it's Independence Day.
They really did just.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, they really did just copy it immediately. Oh god!
Well, that one city on Earth is just gone now, I guess.
And to think, we didn't even use any of the Chaos Emeralds for that particular shot.
That is true. That is right. That is true. Don't forget that Eggman was able to use it before without all the emeralds, just as a warning shot.
You assassinated the fucking president.
We assassinated a continent.
Never mind.
Oh, how did he get out of there?
He got out preemptively.
I'm only guessing because of the fifth stage in the anti-villain playthrough. Because remember, he was in the plane.
Oh, and he must have gone out there just in time.
Yeah.
You're also talking about the same series where, the entirety of Station Square got flooded by a creature of chaos. Everybody survived all the same.
So I love that bullshit excuse the commander guy here gave. It's like, don't worry about all the people who died in the city, sir. They all made it out safely. So what? They built a fake city next to the real one? Like,
No,
fake
it is all-
cells?
it is all-
Listen. They say Sonic's the fastest thing alive. No, it's the fucking people who are getting out of the scrap when it starts getting real
And
bad.
haven't you played SA2's Chow Garden as Eggman?
Shadow? I don't.
Well, Eggman doesn't count because he's proven that he can be canonically as fast as Sonic. I mean, like, look near the end of Sonic 2 and 3.
Attention all command.
Which is funny considering it's chicken
Mobilize
wings.
all mech battle sections. Prepare all weapons to strike incoming vessels. Mobilize Diablon.
Diablo.
So-called Diablo, because that would be...
I don't care. We have no other option. We must protect the president and the Chaos Emeralds at all costs.
Sir, can I just ask, why did we officially name it Diablon again?
Are we supposed to be the good guys?
50.
The arbiters of justice?
Justice will finally be served.
I don't know. It has to be served with a handgun. Should you be loading it like this early?
Imagine if the same scene we just saw was reenacted by the guy that currently plays the gun commander in the movies.
Oh,
I've
gosh.
just got a knife
I'm not
since
gonna give
I
him an
was
Olive
9.
Garden gift card.
Now,
A gift card.
I know what I have
Protect
to
my
do.
gift card, would you?
It's a gun that shoots gift cards for Olive Garden.
He'll kill the aliens with killer deals.
All right. So what do we got now, Doug?
Killer
Do-
discounts.
Bad.
For this part, we're going to handle the hero route.
Oh. Okay.
Why is there
Okay,
a gun
so we're just gonna make
fortress
it-
in the Ark?
We're gonna change the heart. It's good.
Is it
To be
in the Ark?
fair, I've been doing it the entire time.
Also, is this actually is actually suddenly a very? This is like a shockingly somber sounding song now. Suddenly.
I like
Who
this
the
track.
fuck
the iteration.
designed this gun that we're using here?
An alien.
Sega.
And Sega. A Sega alien.
So then what's
Are
the
Sega
hero
just nothing but
route?
aliens?
Yes.
It's up to debate, honestly.
I know.
I feel like that's probably not the most appropriate joke we should be making.
Fair.
He needs extraterrestrials, you peeps.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's,
I-
that's
outer
so good to be
space.
taken out of context.
Can
Wait,
we?
you never
Can,
saw Mars? What? You never saw Mars Attacks?
I never seen Mork and Mindy. Can we just like? Can I just put out a petition that like, I want Alien to be exclusively reserved for extraterrestrials and not what other people use? Because it's
Thank
so.
you.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't,
agree
I don't
with that.
like.
Yeah.
I don't like it being used for the other thing. It's so much cooler to use it specifically for extraterrestrials.
Like, not to get
Yeah.
too far into it, but they're just as human as you or me.
Right. That it's odd to use that term. Like again, save it for ET.
It's degrading to them, and I don't like it.
Save it for the Martians.
Yeah, those Martians. When
Yeah,
they
those,
they'll
you
have
know,
another
those
thing
guys
coming when they
with
come down
with
here.
with the exposed brains and start bowling the Easter Island heads down.
I
With the
wonder.
spittoons on their head, wanting to get rid of Earth because it blocks their view of Venus.
Yeah. I do actually. I am actually curious about how that Mars Attacks game is gonna be.
I mean, have you ever seen the
Next
movie?
game.
I've seen the movie, but I know there's gonna be there's a game in the works right now.
I think he's wondering how it'll translate to a game.
The same way that Killer Clowns from Outer Space translates. It's probably gonna be a horror ASIM or something like that, where you.
I can imagine it being like destroy all humans.
Could it be that too? My guess is gonna be
hi.
like. Oh, hey,
What
Chris.
is with that security camera?
It's just it's that one bit from Rayman 3 where you're in Rezov's mansion.
Listen, Shadow, I know you've done some real fucked up shit, but you can still redeem yourself if you help me out.
You can still redeem yourself even though you fucked up immensely.
You know what? You've convinced me to change my ways.
He fucked up.
You know what? I can change for some titty. Jesus.
You know what? I'll put as much thought into that as you did into thinking you could help me with my amnesia.
You know what? That's a
Listen,
good
Shadow,
comeback.
in my defense, I couldn't tell if you were the real Shadow or not.
Shadow, in my defense, it was kind of funny.
In my defense, it's fucking hilarious seeing you try to figure out your past. It's humorous to me.
Weren't we already in this room?
No.
It's just the same layout, but with different obstacles.
Yes.
You know, now let's stop and think about it. What if all along the only reason why Rouge didn't tell Shadow immediately about his past is because she was under some sort of NDA by gun to not discreet those details
It's
to
like,
anyone, not even
Will
himself.
that really matter?
Well, if she wants to keep a steady paycheck
I'm sorry,
Well,
but
it's like
just
Shadow films with face.
and not risk becoming a freaking not risk being a literal national threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
National security threat to who?
I mean, to everyone. If like, do you
Everybody.
have any idea how
Do you
powerful
know how
Shadow
the fucking
is?
FBI and CIA work with their fucking secrets? And you say anything, you are dead.
And Rouge,
Can
and
I
I
just
know
say,
Rouge as a criminal already has like he's got a rap sheet already.
Can I just say, like, I know the term NDA can be applied with a lot of things, but because I always associate it with one thing, I just imagine, like, the government giving Rouge an NDA. She's like, I wanted to tell you, Shadow, about the role I just landed, but Gunn didn't want me to spoil it early.
I
No
wanted to
copyright.
tell you about the Switch 2, but that's only from like 20 years from now.
No copyright law can stop me. Such
In the universe, screams Sonic into the void.
into the void. To the king.
Nah, he yielded to the heavens.
True.
Oh no, the walls are closing in. The anxiety is real.
I forget. Would you?
That was
Go ahead.
that was too close, Shadow. You were almost a Shadow sandwich.
I forget. Would you say we've already encountered your least favorite stage or the hardest stage, Doug?
What?
Would you say at this point, because I resolved with it with all of us yapping, I want to make sure you and Sammy are still in there. Would you say we've already like encountered your like least favorite or like the hardest stage in the game to you?
Lost Impact.
Lost Impact. Fair enough.
That's the one with all the.
To be fair, look
artificial
at Lost
chaos,
Impact
right?
and tell me that is the bullshit. That's one of the most bullshit level design in this game.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
because it's like 80% of the floor of the level isn't there. It's just pits.
Exactly.
Is that the one with all the artificial chaos?
Yes,
Oh boy.
but I know what to do with that, so I'll be fine.
So yeah, the worst has yet to come.
Okay, so there's something I want to make mention of, since this is a problem that sorta affected my experience with SA2 and started becoming a lot more noticeable with Sonic Heroes, but became like maxed out in this game. I hate how level design just often repeats itself. Like that one room with like the hexagonal
Nice.
shape to it earlier. It makes the level design feel so homogeneous and uninspired.
Well, yeah.
Agreed.
I gotta wonder how long the development time this game actually lasted.
I think it.
Oh, not long at all.
Not a lot. Oh, because weren't they also
Like-
developing Nice Journey of Dreams or some other games at the same time as this one?
Was it a nice
They
game?
were to be fair, this is Sonic Team. They were developing like 5 things at once.
Is that the moon in the background?
Oh my god, I
Yes.
completely misunderstood what Rouge was saying, and do I have Dubus on the brain?
What?
I misheard her as saying that Chaos Emerald belongs to God, Shadow. And then I was just thinking of Dubus, and I was thinking of Dubus Goobus's like nun portrayal.
Losing his
of,
first house.
No, of his nun portrayal of a Rouge.
Shadow, that belongs to God. Why are you stealing it?
This is God's house, Shadow. You should...
Anti-God.
No, Shadow. This is God's house. You can't say that.
Hold on, I thought I was the one that was searching for God.
Well, I told you.
Oh yeah, you're right.
No one
Shit.
tells me what to do.
Damn.
Meanwhile, Shadow just caused a last-second mutiny, so obviously Black Doom ain't gonna take that without a fight.
It's like, Shadow, what the fuck? I thought we had something special.
I agree. Yeah.
Millions of humans perished for my cause, and now you're gonna be a white betrayed your land.
Yes.
I can't wait for the fucking audio edit I'm gonna do every time you guys overlap each other.
Fingers crossed, Doug.
Sorry.
Yeah, honestly, I've been having to deal with that myself. Like, at the time of recording, I've been going back to editing one of the Jeopardy boards that I co-hosted, and I finished cleaning up the second half of it, and yeah, the overlap is real with us.
Yep.
That's just unfortunately how it goes when you're audio editing a whole bunch of assholes commentating at once.
Great day.
So can you throw crates at this guy and hurt him with them?
I'd rather not do that.
Can
Okay.
you though?
You could.
I
but
don't know. I've never done it, and I'm not going to.
That's
Okay.
fair. Trust me, or trust him. He's got a good strategy for this, and it all involves building up that chaos control meter.
But what does that do for us when you have nowhere to zoom to?
We'll see.
Well, I mean, why? Who's to say we're going to use it for the chaos control specifically? Because I think he already brought up last session that Black Doom is not affected by chaos
He's
control.
immune to it.
Yep. But there is another bonus effect of these abilities that you shall soon see.
Unlimited
Yeah.
ammo?
Invincibility, which also means infinite ammo.
Oh. Might as well just make a mod that slaps in a headband.
Rambo.
Infinite ammo.
Yeah, that.
Rocky lawn chair.
Lawn chair.
Lawn chair. That was the joke people made. But that's what it sounded like. The announcer was saying in Metal Slug because of the accent. Rocky lawn chair.
Heavy machine gun.
I'm just thinking there's a bunch from Earthworm Jim where it's like plasma.
That's a good one. Groovy.
So do we get to
Sorry to
karate chop this
disappoint, but
motherfucker?
this is the end.
No.
Oh, if only. Karate chopping is only reserved for Eggman.
Why?
It's because this hand's
Because listen, Eggman just has that karate choppable face.
Assuming it's the face he chops.
He wanted to crack him wide open.
And in all fairness, Black Doom kind of
And
looks like
besides
he has a sphincter for a mouth, so...
Right, I like he karate chops him. He's just gonna get stuck in his mouth.
Ew.
Hey, there it is.
Oh,
All
he feels
seven.
really slimy in there.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
You've done it, Buster
So
Brown.
yeah, we pulled an upset at the last minute, but you know that's not gonna stop Shadow from still being a dickbag in the long run.
Literally.
Black arms will rise again.
Joke's on you. I'm going to cancel Black Arms with the power of chaos.
The
You'll see, look
ultimate
at-
life form born to rule all. With the power of these emeralds, I'm going to
And Rouge is
conquer
just in
the
the back like,
universe.
Shadow,
This
what
is who
the
I
Shadow,
am.
what the hell are you
Where'd
saying?
this come from?
Shadow, stop saying dumbass things. You're not making any sense.
Well,
And somewhere up there, Maria's just looking down, and he's like, Shadow, I thought we raised you better.
Shadow,
Hang
I
on,
thought
I
we
got-
were gonna rule together.
Hang on, I got the perfect face for Maria's reactions to that.
what you got? Let me see.
Nice.
Honestly, what I'm thinking is just like, you guys say that for some reason, I'm thinking Maria's like, Shadow, you had one job.
But I mean, this is.
No, that would be what Gerald would say.
But I mean, hey, this is. This horrible death metal rip-off song in the background notwithstanding, like, this is... It's at least better than I want to destroy everything. This is just I want to rule everything. So everything's still alive-ish. They're just going to be subjugated to a hedgehog.
Yeah. Yeah. and
I
like-
mean, it's
and-
funny you bring that up, considering once we go to the opposite side of the spectrum, that song is kind of a similar thing. I mean, the title is called "All Hail Shadow."
Heroes rise
Yeah,
again.
and-
You know what I'm thinking?
And like I said in the
You start?
And like I said, I think in the anti-villain playthrough, I'm gonna change the song for at least one of them because they both play the same credit song.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And the mod does fix that.
Yay.
Quick shout out to Jeff Fowler there.
Ow.
But actually, real quick, talk about the whole notion of like, like I'll just take over the world. People are still alive. I'll just be ruling it. It reminds me of this one panel from the Injustice comic, and it's been making the rounds ever since that DC Sonic announcement, where it's like they take the scene of like, oh, Superman's no despot. He's literally sitting on a throne. It's a chair, and they just redraw that with Sonic characters.
I saw it. Knuckles is literally on a throne. It's a chair.
Actually, shit, so that reminds me of something. Now that you bring up the comic, it's like, I will be the one to rule everything. This is who I am. And then fucking 25 years later it happens.
Bitch.
Can we not bring up that comic? That is something like, yeah, even the most diehard Archie fans will attest that that series kind of sucks.
Wow.
I don't doubt it.
I'm glad I have no idea what we are talking about.
Me too, actually. I don't know what we're talking about. Samba, do you know?
I wasn't listening.
Fair.
Which was 25 years later, that the one Archie arc that was like, what if Shadow ruled the world?
That was a real thing.
Yes.
I actually like that comic, so.
Oh.
Oh, you did? Oh, I didn't know about that one. Well,
Well, that's an upset.
okay. Hype. You have the floor. Tell me, what's your least favorite Archie comic arc?
Well, that's the thing, that would require reading all of it, and like the only ones I've really read from beginning to end were all the post-reboot stuff. Like I have no familiarity with any of the pre-reboot stuff.
You don't even know about Buff Tales?
Look, like I'm aware of things from it. I've just never read it. I've just never read every single page of it.
Fair. I only read enough to know Sonic's true name and learning about his old uncle.
Wasn't his real name like Maurice?
No,
Maurice Ogilvy.
Maurice Ogilvy
What?
is Sonic's name. Ogilvy, Oggalvie.
And
What?
that was part of the reason why Sega said the RG Comics need to just end.
Okay, you overspent your Sonic privileges. All right, back into the fray, Doug.
No, that's when they take off the little strip of tape at the end of the Archie logo. It's like, wait a minute, Archie Bunker.
Like it wasn't because of 25 years later. It wasn't because of freaking all the Ken Pender shit, or the fact that Charmy's best friend died by drug overdose. No, it was because Sonic's real name offended them.
Well,
Well,
I
it was
actually
that,
didn't know
and
it was that. Yeah.
I think another one was I don't know the context of the entire arc, but there was one cover where like Sonic was holding like a wedding invitation and he was crying, and apparently that really ruffled up Sega's jammies.
Why? Who was Amy getting married?
Sonic's not supposed to.
He was-
Sonic's not supposed to
He
cry.
wasn't getting married to anybody. Sally was getting married to Antoine, who happened to be an anti-version of Antoine because it's the stupid anti-shit. That was
Anti-Antoine?
Yeah.
I forgot that there was an anti-arc and all of it. Because that's every
because
comic
that's where
book writer's
Scourge came
favorite.
from.
I know. It's like I love that. That's like every comic book writer's favorite way to like introduce brand new characters. It's just make an anti-version of one that's already
It's so
existing.
fucking stupid.
Agreed.
Honestly, it's funnier. It's also just funny when you realize that the most prolific character of that entire plotline has actually been there since the early 90s.
He's been there all along.
You don't
I
understand,
understand.
Blue. I was there from the beginning.
The beginning.
Why are you repeating yourself?
Because that's supposed
Well,
to be
that's
the fade out.
isn't that the echo that he had in the movie?
Yeah. Humpty Dumpty.
Oh.
Humpty
Wait,
Dumpty.
from
had
Puss
a-
in Boots?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from the one Puss in Boots movie people don't talk about.
Oh, you mean the original Puss in Boots?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
The one that I haven't
it's
seen.
kind of a shame because I mean, I'll be fair. It's kind of a shame because I honestly thought it was a pretty solid movie.
Yeah.
I rewatched it a couple of days ago, and it's fine, but it's just one of those things where it's like, not for nothing, Last Wish has kind of spoiled me in like Puss's potential. So going back to that, it
I
feels
mean,
a bit
that
more
was
humble
years
like
ago, to be
comparison.
fair.
That's fair. I mean, that definitely won't help. But it's also a matter of like, I don't know. I thought it was still fine.
You know what it is?
It's still a fun
I think.
movie. Anyway.
You know what it is? A lot of it also has to do with the fact that that was right around the time where DreamWorks was starting to get a little bit
Hell
stagnant.
yeah. Look at this thing.
A bit.
Katana?
Sweet
Wait,
meat,
Sephiroth,
sweet
sword?
meat pun steel.
Yes. Well, we have the Northern.
Just it's swinging the sword. It's like I just like that. You know, between the sword and the gun, Shadow looks at the sword. Okay, this is going a bit too far. Just picks up the gun.
Never.
I don't use any of the weapons from the shadow boxes really.
Like, what do you think this is? Fucking Pulp Fiction?
Humpty Dumpty had a nice rap. Humpty Dumpty on the attack.
He's an egg. What kind of rack would he have?
No, Humpty Dumpty had a nice back.
It's
Bag.
always been there.
Back.
Back. I don't think so. Like one poke and.
Why do you think they call him Dumpty?
Humpty Dumpty sat on his own sack.
Humpty Dumpty.
Was actually a tanuki.
The key. Yeah, you did it.
We have five of those things.
Let's talk about the key and not what we were talking about earlier.
Exactly. Let's completely shift topics. So, Vicky, you know how the keys work, right?
They unlock a vault in which you get a special weapon for that one stage.
Absolutely.
See, he is #1 Sonic fan.
Anybody who gets in my way is my enemy.
And you need like 5 keys to open the vault. And I don't know a single weapon that you unlock with that thing.
Okay, that part's accurate, since that was one of the few questions he did get wrong.
True.
What?
The shadow.
The
you
exact-
mean all the whole NIDS nonsense?
Yeah.
I mean, to be
Wait,
fair,
I
I'm not
thought
gonna
that
give him
was
too
the
much crap for
disease
that.
Maria was afflicted with.
Yeah, that's the disease Maria had.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was talking about from the board I did.
Nah, you're good.
I thought we were talking about the weapons from the vault.
Right, that's what I was talking about.
Anywho's.
Is it? I mean, truth be told, it's kind of. Can you blame me for kind of forgetting we did that first one?
Okay.
Well, now we're just back in cyberspace. Again, I am very curious to see how these will all work with the bloom turned off. I'm I'm curious to see how it's gonna all turn out.
It looks pretty good.
Personally, I think the
bloom.
bloom works for this
That's fair,
level's
Doug.
favor. Only because it sticks out a lot more.
Oh. Fair. But,
Like, if
that's good to hear.
if I can at least compliment one thing, I do like the digital feats that Sonic games sometimes dabble in. Like, I like the ones from the advanced games, and admittedly, I do like the theme for this level.
Okay.
It's not bad.
It's the
But-
internet.
Fair enough, though, Doug. Yes, Sammy.
Well, I wasn't saying anything.
Or was it hype?
Well,
I think it was.
yeah, that was me. That was me considering the fact that, like, you know, we were talking about the Dark Beginnings thing. Since he wasn't there when we were talking about it, I was curious if Vicky had any thoughts for any of the stuff that was shown off at the Sonic Central.
How about we
I mused to myself that they brought back the Biolizard in Lego form.
Yeah, that was certainly a treat.
It's like the only thing I could think of is like, and why are these things comprised of the 7 Chaos
Oh
Emeralds?
shit, it's the bio! You just gotta look at the fight.
Another firework.
I thought she was about to say, motherfucker.
No,
I
only,
found it. I think I almost thought that
nah,
too.
only Espio, Vector, and Knuckles curse.
No, Victor doesn't swear.
And Sonic.
Vector doesn't swear?
I
No?
swear to the Lord.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Good on you, Vector.
Yeah, the only Sonic, Knuckles, and Espio, aside from
Because
Shadow.
didn't you say that?
And the
at
Gun
one point that
Commander.
And the Gun Commander,
Didn't
yeah.
we discuss at one point that like Vector was like a missionary for the church or something?
Nah, it was more so. It's not even like that. It's more so a matter of like in the original canon before they went with what we have now. Vector was kind of like a. He was very fascinated with the myths of the world and believing all sorts of. He loved superstitions.
Okay, it's like Amy.
And just seeing it, like, just discovering them and whatnot. And, like, the whole rising up of what would eventually become the new Tragic High Zone, in his eyes, was pretty much an act of God.
The Tragic High Zone?
Yeah, the place from Knuckles Chaotix.
Tragic.
You know, the one.
Yeah, he was there on a mission from God, Icky.
The new Tragic High Zone.
Oh, new Tragic! Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Listen, it's kind of no secret. I'm the only one here who actually gives a shit about chaos.
I would say I
appreciate
don't give a shit about it.
I appreciate things about the Chaotix. I just don't know every single detail of it.
Exactly.
I love
like
how
the Chaotix.
You like you like the Chaotix. You just don't give a shit about the game they
I
started.
never
be
played
fair-
the game, nor did I ever own the console.
I personally love the chaos of co-op in that game, and the music is pretty solid, and the frickin' Metal Knuckles Kai or whatever is a pretty cool.
Metal Sonic
Metal Sonic Kai, sorry, Metal Sonic Kai.
You know,
He was red, so I guess I
Talk about
can't
him.
blame him.
listen, that is kind of, considering the fact that, that is kind of a missed opportunity, even though technically Metal Knuckles wouldn't even be a thing until like 2 years later.
Fair, but
It
I mean,
wouldn't be
like,
a thing until Sonic Advance 1.
but no,
No, not until
Sonic R.
Sonic R.
Sonic R, yeah,
And actually,
yeah, Metal Knuckles, Metal
Yeah.
Sonic, and Tailstorm.
also, I will rewind a bit when you were saying the whole, like, listen, you like the Chaotix, you just don't like the game they came from. To be fair, I feel like that can sum up at least 60% of the fan base.
Sadly, yeah. It's one of those things where I'm like the dirtiest apologist of that game ever, even though, yeah, there's legitimate problems with it.
It's like the roulette wheel is, I know, one that annoys you, where you have to like play roulette to even get into a stage you want to do.
I mean, that's not even so much a problem. I've never found that to be a huge problem. One of my biggest problems with that game, first off, its co-op sucks. Secondly, the fact that there's 5 zones and 5 acts apiece, which is a little too much.
Very long. Yeah. Well, again, the fact is like when you pick an area, you don't just get to go, start to finish. You have to keep you do them all in like a randomized, rotational order kind of thing.
Right. It kind of just makes the whole thing a little more homogenized than it should be. And I mean, to be fair, there's also just the biggest stinky point of the whole thing. It was made for the 32X.
Right.
So wait,
And that really should have been a Sega Saturn game.
So what you mean to tell me is that it was the original Chibi Robo Ziplash.
Yeah, you could say that.
You know what? I'm actually curious, Doug. Could I forget if I'd asked this question? And if so, I greatly apologize. Have you 100%ed this game before? Like, apart from...
Yeah.
With all the keys and everything?
Yeah.
Was it good for you too, baby?
Does this include or not include all of the quote-unquote pathways?
Yeah,
I'm not counting the end. I'm not counting the cutscene endings.
You know, I think that I think that's true. Actually, now I remember. Like, you're right. Actually, I think I did ask this question in the first thing, and the fact that no, we don't consider 100%ing every single path because, good lord, that is a like deranged like goal to try and achieve.
You'd have to play it like over 300 times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, isn't there like 300 of those things?
Yeah.
Let's see. How many paths?
So you have to commit to like 300 playthroughs, and like, who the fuck in their right mind's going to be doing that many playthroughs of Shadow the Hedgehog?
Like how many?
326. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And you get
Like,
heroes
I
flick
can
for
so-
that kind of thing.
Listen, I could forgive something like that for the likes of it was any of the classic Sonic trilogy or even the first two Sonic Adventure games.
God.
Anything beyond that, if you're trying to beat a game over 300 times, you are probably the biggest nerd of it in the entire
Speaking
planet.
of James, I decided to just Google while I was googling this.
Gone this way.
You know, hey Amy,
Sam is your favorite character.
Hi, Amy. Bye, Amy.
No, she's
spell
dead.
her. So, do you all know what an AMA is?
Ask me.
At AM. Oh, and ask me anything.
So, when I was looking this up, I found on the official Sonic the Hedgehog Reddit, which is all decked out for Shadow right now, actually. But this was from 8 years ago. It was.
I keep forgetting that there's an official Sonic
Of
Reddit.
course, yeah. There's stuff for a lot of things.
I'm
But,
afraid to go.
Like,
near
like,
that.
granted, I mean, you know, granted, Sega does still have a Tumblr account, so I guess I shouldn't, you know, count them out for doing that.
But yeah, so it was. This is 8 years ago, but just straight up titled, I have played all 326 possible routes in Shadow the Hedgehog. Ask me anything.
Oh god.
And so,
Okay, question 1. What's wrong with you?
question 1. Did someone seriously write a different title for every ending? Answer, yes, they are all garbage.
Are there any
Question two.
mistyped ending titles?
Not bad.
Question 2. Who hurt you?
Are you the ultimate life form? This is who I am.
Are you in
Question
fact the
3.
ultimate Shadow Knight?
Question 5. Did you lose a bet? Jesus. Okay, good to know I'm Mr. Comedic
Haha.
here.
No, it's not that. I just
That's how I
didn't
feel
have much of a
sometimes.
response.
I
And
gotta say, I really don't like how slow the homing attack is. Like, I understand it's to put more focus on the gunplay, but that doesn't excuse, like, you know, the fact that when you're playing a Sonic game, you're supposed to go stupidly fast.
I think it's not that much. Honestly, I think it's around the same speed as the Sonic Heroes' homing attack. The only downside
Around it,
is
yeah.
that it doesn't do as much damage.
someone did someone did ask before I take a little break to do some quick cooking. I'll be back. Was someone saying, so after playing Westopolis over 300 times, is the music for that stage now stuck in your head? And he was like, I actually own both the soundtrack and the vocal tracks, and I think the entire thing is in my head right now.
There was a vocal track for Westopolis?
No, I think just all
just for Shadow in
Yeah,
general.
he just means like 2 separate soundtracks. One for like the main vocal themes, and one for like the rest of the music.
yeah.
What's that weird black sludge that Shadow traveled through?
Eh,
Black Sledge.
black alien gunk. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, there's really no name for it as far as I'm aware.
No.
Someone said, are there any unlocks for clearing every route? No, unless you count lack of sanity as an unlock.
It unlocks your brain to the 5th
Ooh,
universe.
what'd you get? What the?
A
A
shortcut.
hallway!
I mean, but that is neat. That sometimes you can actually get a faster path through the. I actually do like that where the
Is that
where
electric?
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh.
And you know what? I do like this idea, Doug. Before I BRB, is that I like the idea that if you prove competency by beating the level enough times to get all the keys, you can now clear it faster for those repeat playthroughs. I like that idea.
Oh, look at all
Oh
of
god, it's the chow room!
Yes.
Anyway, I don't
This is
care.
why
That's
we haven't
nice.
gotten enough
Oh, no chow.
I don't care about Joe. I've been full.
What? Well, real quick, you say that, but we are going to be getting a series of Chow shorts eventually.
It's not the same!
Well, you don't know that.
It's not a game, it's not something you could directly interact with. Am I
Not
wrong?
wrong. Well, sort of. You technically can interact with it. You can click on, click on the video
you
once
could
it's
press
out.
the play button.
You could pause
Exactly.
it, you could rewind it, you could fast forward it. That's interactive.
You can move your mouse whenever the child's on screen to
To
imitate,
think that
imitate
you're
petting
petting
it.
them with your mouse.
Exactly.
Okay, I take it back.
Exactly. Oh boy.
No, shut up and eat your chow garden plates.
Has a weird water
Funny how-
aftertaste.
Funny how the chow that Sonic's raising is a Shadow Chow. I mean, it makes sense considering what year it's being produced in, but still.
Honestly, like, is that Sonic just raising it, or I just assumed it was just Sonic babysitting it?
Well, they said the whole point of the series is going to be like what's going to be like when the whole year passes when Sonic's taking care of a Chow. Oh, maybe you couldn't just. Maybe it's not just Sonic. It might be the whole cast following
And
it.
plus, it's also a matter of, like, I don't think it's ever said that, like, Sonic explicitly owns that Chow, because they don't confirm that the one from Chow in Space that Sonic's with is one that he owns.
Do you really own Chow though?
Or
Let's be
do
real.
Chow?
Cheese does, or Cream does.
Well, to be fair, that's all. I mean, fair. I mean, hey, if it means anything, Cheese you actually see whenever Scream's
I'm
around.
pretty sure cheese is her mate.
But literally any other Chow that you raise in the garden, they stay in the garden. Technically, that means they're not your property.
That does make me wonder if there's, like, an in-universe, like, adoption center for Chow. Like, if you have to fill out a form just to take a Chow out of the gardens.
Well, no,
I
there's
can
a
believe
reason
that.
why there's a black market.
Well, I just meant, like, a more legalized way of doing it. Because Cream and Vanilla don't look like lawbreakers to me.
No, but then you remember that Vanilla has like a rabbit pattern or something.
Look, just because she has a hellish wrath doesn't mean she doesn't respect the law.
Sorry, Doctor, but that Chaos Emerald is mine.
Hi, Shadow. Remember me?
No.
I've never met this lady.
Perfect.
Cream and Cheese are still in the castle.
No.
I don't care.
I don't even eat bagels.
I don't care.
Oh, Vanilla's gonna kill me.
I don't care.
She'll probably kill you too.
Now I
I
care.
don't care. She's not in this game.
I may be the ultimate life
Well,
form, but that woman scares me.
Well, joke's on her. She doesn't have my home address.
No, I imagine.
I'm
You remember?
jobless.
Have you guys ever watched the cartoon Chowder?
Oh yeah, well, I know of Chowder.
I've seen like the first.
There's this-
I've seen bits and pieces.
There's this one episode where like.
What the fuck?
There's this one episode where like.
Doug, we gotta talk.
Yeah, he got caught in that explosion. But yeah, what's up?
There's one episode where Trouble shows up to say something and Chowder's like, "No, you're not in this episode," and she just suddenly disappears.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that gag at least.
That show was great.
Oh yeah, like from what I've seen of it, it's really funny.
I was about to say real quick, yes, that was a stupid ass death, but you can't complain if I'm playing this game.
No one's gonna
I can still
kiss
point
about
out.
it. Or,
You
I
can't
mean,
point it out,
listen,
but you can't
that-
complain if you're
listen.
not playing this.
Listen, that may be true, but that doesn't mean I can't point it out.
True, you can point it out, but still, I'm in control here.
You can point it out, but I'm not gonna care.
Exactly. If I die, I die. I don't care.
So Sam, what'd you have for dinner tonight?
Well, so long as you don't get on my butt every time I goof on this on a game.
I never have.
Oh, what do you plan on having? Oh well.
So since I missed the justification the first time, why are we triggering the bombs?
Because we need to ignite them.
We're doing this again.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, we're doing
no. I'm asking for clarification because I didn't understand the difference between letting the bomb explode naturally and, you know, like triggering it ourselves.
Ooh.
Is it specifically gunfire that causes like maximum damage?
Yes. I mean, I guess so. Like a massive concussive force is probably all it takes.
Look, Shadow.
Because otherwise,
Sorry, you go first.
because otherwise it'd just be because if we just let the time run out, it'd just be nothing more than a wet fart.
Look, Shadow, it's not rocket science.
But it's got rocket propulsion inside it.
What shit got me there?
So what do you guys make of Black Doom as, like, in general, as a concept of, like, this random ass alien?
Utterly forced.
Yeah, like I feel like as an independent threat, he's serviceable. It's the whole notion of him just shoving himself into Shadow's past why I don't like him so much.
He kind of feels like that. He just feels like a plot device that was just added in because they didn't know how much better to properly construct Shadow and Professor Gerald's backstory.
Right. And also just as a way
even though they have all the building blocks to make it work, like, fuck, you guys forget the Chaos Emeralds exist?
Well, also that, just a matter of, I also just see it as, like, Sega clumsily trying to find a way to wrap up the plot thread that they started in Heroes with Shadow having amnesia.
That too.
And Rouge just not explaining things to him.
A bitch.
Because she's a dumb. You know what it is? I think it was for changing costume that had her thinking in, like, stupid thoughts.
So the hero's outfit was cutting off so the hero's outfit was just cutting off the circulation to her brain?
Yeah, pretty much. Why do you think they couldn't
It cut circulation. It cut off circulation to her brain. Not so much her breast, though. Those need to be exposed.
Well, look, yeah, you have to have air enter the body somewhere.
Fair.
Unless she had gills implanted.
Gills.
Just, like, I'm still not sure. I'm still kind of on the boat that feels the Shadow amnesia plot wasn't entirely necessary, because I know there are some people out there. I even have a really good friend who defends that whole plot point about how it kind of services a Shadow's whole thing about identity and whatnot, and I mean, that's totally fair. I just always figured that was never entirely... I never got that was the point of Shadow as a character, like, even like as early as SN2. I always figured it more so his whole theme was more so about... what's the word?
Letting, vengeance cloud your... Like, just the thought of, like, loss and vengeance, corrupting your view on today, I guess.
I mean, there's that. There's also just a matter of, like, I don't know, it's like responsibility or whatever, just... I don't know. I'm kind of too tired right now to fully think about it, but it's also just a matter of, like... I just think in the long run, Shadow Story didn't need to go much further than Sonic Adventure 2, because it always felt like from the get-go, it was meant to be one and done.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, is like, why are they bringing back Black Doom for Sonic and Shadow? Is there a reason as to why they're trying to recontextualize? Are they trying to recontextualize him, or are they just bringing him back because, hey, Shadow?
Well, I mean, it's also a matter... Being fair, this is also a tie into Sonic Generations, where the whole point of that game was nostalgia and time traveling.
Yeah. But, like, did they really have to acknowledge Shadow? I thought this was kind of like a fun and...
Well, I mean, Generations already acknowledged 06, so...
Well, 06 is different, because it... Yeah. But despite everything about that game, it was an anniversary title. It was a milestone for the companies and the franchise history. I'll at least give it that much. But Shadow the Hedgehog was just like, why?
Well, in the case of Shadow, it's like, when you're really talking about, like, significant things that Shadow has going for him, his own solo game really is kind of like... Like, he doesn't really have too much going for him outside of that and his significance in SA2, so you can only pull so much.
Well, I mean, there's SA2, there's Shadow the Hedgehog, and then there's also, Sonic 06.
I returned.
Where he was essentially one of the three main characters.
Welcome
back, Logan. So, I mean, that's about all you can really do with him.
Also, if you're wondering, Logan, we're discussing the relevance of Black Doom for Sonic and Shadow.
Or previously, also just a matter of, like, what are your general thoughts on, like, Black Doom? Like, how he's presented and how he's kind of, like, weaseled his way into the franchise. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, again, like, Black Doom never really has meant anything more to me than just a mustache-twiddling, like, villain of just, like, I just want everything to be destroyed. Like, he's no different, like... he's really no different than a personality-less Eggman, which is worse. Like, Eggman at least has the personality. Black Doom doesn't really have anything besides,
I'll get you next time, Gadget.
and that's really all he has going for him.
I also think it just doesn't help that, for all intents and purposes, like, it's like, the problem with Black Doom is that they're trying to make it out like he's like this big, major part of Shadow's character, even though he hasn't really been in this franchise long enough to really deserve that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you were to have the whole thing with Sonic Adventure, where it's like if in Sonic Adventure, like, or you know what? No, a better example: the Ancients from Sonic Frontiers. It's kind of like doing that whole plot thread then and there without us previously establishing that such a creature existed way back in like 1998.
Right. Like if Chaos never existed,
makes the whole revelation that Chaos was Chaos, like these Ancients were essentially just more pure, for lack of a better word, forms of chaos.
Doug, I just gave myself a really bad memory.
What's up?
That, like, you just reminded me of, like, I do not play this game the way I played it when I was a kid and I first had this game, because I was so used to, like, how it was in freaking, like, Sonic Heroes and stuff. So whenever all I did was I homing attack these bosses, and I realized that you should not fight these bosses by homing attack.
Oh yeah, never. I'm only doing this so I can get more guns.
Like guns are the way to like deal more damage. What the hell? Oh, because he's on top of it. Like guns are the way to like destroy things in this game much faster.
Yeah, I mean that's why it's all here, because that's why all the enemies and bosses have such long ass health bars, because they want you to whittle it down as fast as possible with fucking firearms.
Yeah.
Ow.
Oh, come on.
Like they're not gonna go down one and done like a traditional badnik.
See ya.
I'm trying to.
I'm
currently trying to look for like details on why
The planet-piercing eclipse
Black Doom could be
There's
coming
no
back,
escape for you now.
and I'm not really finding much.
Well, there is.
Well, I mean,
there is
Well, to be fair, the expansion's not even out yet, so there's not much to go off.
all we have
Yeah,
is
I
a
mean,
single theory from an old comic.
But it doesn't
idea.
stop me from like thinking of like a theory or something.
I mean, let's not beat around the bush. The primary reason he's coming back is because of the Time Eater shenanigans.
Right.
That's real. Like it's as simple as that.
But I don't
Same
know
with
if
the
I.
other character leader.
Yeah, because I don't know if I was going to bring that up, but the fact of technically Ian Flynn had an idea to bring Black Doom back with the help of another character that he didn't get a chance to do because Archie turned him down. But there's an active theory,
Right, because like the whole notion, like I think we did talk about
in
that
Sonic
like a
and
couple
Shadow
of
now.
parts ago. Like the whole like Shadowfall arc and Reboot Sonic. That's
Basically, whatever I just got like interrupted by saying Ian Flynn had an idea, yeah, potentially the theory is maybe that could be what Sonic X Shadow is going to be.
The only other thing that I'll say, I don't remember if I said this in a previous part, but I remember one post saying that, like, after everything Shadow went through like, this very, definitely intense, like, emotional campaign for Shadow, if the whole campaign ended with Shadow, like, ending up where he was during the final boss. Oh, you okay, Logan?
Yeah, I'm trying to load up the stream. For a second, the stream was crashing on my end. On September 26th, I'm finally purchasing an Ethernet cable. We're going to see if this solves this problem once and for all that I've been suddenly having. I used to have very solid internet, and now it's been the Wi-Fi has been really acting up since I installed that SSD.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Was the SSD just eating up all the available like bandwidth?
That shouldn't be how it's used. So we're gonna find out again. Like if I connect these, either way, we're gonna fix the problem. So now to be truly evil, how do we destroy it, Doug?
Destroy the core of this space.
But there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
They're all connected.
So destroy the cores. Our hearts are connected, Shadow.
Because you and Shadow will let Father and Son only closer.
My lord, you two.
Anyways,
sorry,
I
Doug.
did have a thought of what they could potentially do with Black Doom and Sonic and Shadow.
Shadows. The black aliens.
Well, before you do that, well, I was about to say, before you do that, I wasn't finished with the thought I was saying.
Oh, just go for it.
Well, the thing is that, like, someone pointed out the fact that, like, it would be Like, considering what everything, like, the Shadow campaign's leading up to, the fact that it's this very intense, almost emotional, like, mind mystery that Shadow's going with, I would love it if the very end of that campaign, after Shadow's gone through everything, it ends with him, like, going up on that rock that he was during the final boss of Generations, and it literally ends with him landing on the rock. You got this, Sonic.
I would love if that's where all this leads up to.
Although part of me is also wondering, considering that now it's essentially been confirmed that Shadow, you will essentially get to do that Sonic and Shadow boss fight again, but on the opposite side of the spectrum, where you're fighting Sonic and fighting Shadow. Imagine if what ends up happening with the Shadow campaign is that we're essentially going to make pretty much do a split timeline bullshit. Oh boy.
I mean, we're working when you're messing with time travel, anything's possible.
See,
True.
that kind of filters into my ideas of what they could potentially do with Black Doom. What if it were a case where Black Doom shows up in the midst of all this time fuckery, and he's like,
Wait a minute. With time out of whack, I could recanonize myself into the Sonic the Hedgehog from the franchise.
Oh, I thought you were about to say I'm going to recanon myself as Sonic the Hedgehog, and he wears like the Sonic Man wig and everything.
Gotta go fast. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog.
He just has this.
Your streak speeds by. Time has nothing on.
Sammy.
but no, I kind of feel like that could be a legit idea.
You could. Sammy. Oh, what games are you looking forward to playing this year? I'm looking forward to that too. Now that we got official confirmation that online will work with multiplayer as it should, I am looking forward to Jamboree now.
Yeah, Jamboree. Another topic. Another topic for Sammy, because I know we've been talking about doing it for the channel. Whether or not it will be up by the time this part goes up is up to determine, but just in general thoughts. Sam, what are your thoughts on the DLC that we just got recently for Shredder's Revenge?
All units, this is a full-scale assault.
I like it.
I like it too.
Say really.
You made a lot of progress already, and so did Doug.
Protect the president.
I'm a gamer.
Yeah, they already unlocked all the pallets from the survival mode. Meanwhile, I'm just staying in story mode, grinding their levels.
I've only done it for Mondo Gecko at the moment.
And Sammy's only done for Mona.
Well, I know Sam did it for Mona.
So there you go. They saw what they could.
For those watching and wondering why Sam's so tired right now, that's partially why.
How late did you stay up playing?
I only stayed up.
Hold your position.
Oh, actually, really quick. That's right. I can also, for any people out there who, for foolish reasons, actually had suspense for me in the last part, I can confirm that Sony PlayStation 30th anniversary thing was, number one, they never did divulge the price before it went up for pre-order, and number two, they finally were like, okay, it's going to happen at 7 a.m. Pacific, and I did get my controller pre-ordered.
Yay!
How much did it cost?
$80.
For a controller?
But to be fair, the DualSense always was like $70, $75. The DualSense Edge is a ripoff. It's $200 for a controller.
Oh yeah.
What's the difference between the DualSense and Edge?
Like back paddles, like a couple extra buttons. I think a slightly better HD room.
Perfect.
Isn't it also a little more customizable?
I think so, or maybe you can map new things. But
$2,000 at your local
200.
scalper.
True that. Anyway, all right. Oh.
So yeah, naturally we went true villain. So our big bad, it should be Sonic, but nah, it's the neck behind him.
Big good.
It's time to settle this once and for all.
Mono a robot.
Excuse me, good sir, but that is bullshit. I'm pretty sure it was Gun themselves that destroyed the Ark.
Order to the humans.
You don't know that.
Humans, they don't value.
Well, the Ark.
Yeah, just the entire thing with this gun soldier, whether or not it's touched upon the Gens port is up for debate, but just the whole notion of like his whole relation with the gun soldier and Shadow basically can be surmised to, you ruined my life. I don't even know who you are.
Exactly. There you go.
Listen, it's all they did. It was only because they wanted to give someone in Gun a personality, and that's the closest they could get. Because otherwise, they were just there in Sonic Adventure 2.
Honestly,
even then, I'm not sure if it really succeeded in like giving him much of a personality. Like, at most, it just gives him a reason to be pissy at Shadow, even if it is a flimsy one.
Well, I mean, okay, let me rephrase that. It's a means to give someone a gun a face that you could probably remember.
Right.
Because otherwise, again, like, gun was mostly a background element in Sonic Adventure 2, which, you know, played a heavy part into what'll happen. Yeah. But still, it's one of those things. It's kind of like, you ever make a game, and it's such a cool game, but then you realize, shit, we need to make a character. We need to give it a mascot, someone to actually be the face of the game.
I got it.
It needs a Mario. It needs a Sonic
the Hedgehog.
It's like, we need a mascot, someone to represent the us. I got it. A rain dog.
Oh, haha. So, Doug, is there any much?
Oh my god! I'm sorry, real quick. A dumb thought just occurred to me. Assuming we were still going with the idea of fuck humans, Eggman's the only one. Imagine if the gun commander, for all intents and purposes...
To be fair, you don't have camera control.
Yeah,
that doesn't help. What was I gonna say? What if, like, the big bad of the big commander of gun was Dogman?
Yeah, that is a dumb
unstoppable.
idea. But it is fair. It would make sense. Like, if he was like... I could see him like the freaking Power Rangers SPD police dog guy.
What?
You never heard of Power Rangers SPD?
I never... So here's the thing. Allegedly, I was a big Power Rangers fan when I was like 2 or 3. I don't remember a thing about Power Rangers.
The most I remember is Mighty Morphing. Anything beyond that, I have like sparse memories of at best.
I heard that, Doug. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was a fun
what are you talking about?
The only reason I recognize that dog is because I know he's one of the playable fighters in Battle of the Grid. You know, the one that gave us a Power Ranger, Ryu, and Chun-Li.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they actually appeared in that game.
Yeah, they had
That's
like
Power
Ryu and Chun-Li be guest fighters in that game. They even got Cali Bear and Laura Bailey back to voice them for it. You know, before Laura Bailey got replaced with I forget the actor's name, but the person that voices Suki in Avatar.
Oh, Jenny Kwame.
Yeah.
So then I guess the other question was asked, Doug, is there much difference between this and the other time we fought Diablon?
No.
Oop.
It still looks annoying.
It's still just as much of a drag.
Sonic is still as much of a step stool as he ever was.
He's a punching bag.
Yep. Because because they remember that, oh yeah, character battles fucking suck.
Gosh dang it.
They kind of just mindlessly walk around in circles.
This is also the reason why I'm leaving this one last.
Totally fair.
But for the next playthrough, not so much.
Oh boy.
We'll see soon.
Thank you, Miss 3 Frames. Oh my gosh, Sonic, are you kidding me? I need rings!
I'm gonna get you, Shadow!
Come here, you dipshit.
I hate that. It's so annoying.
Once I'm locked onto somebody with my humming attack, they can never escape me!
Man, they escaped me.
Shit.
Sonic, that's my one.
Sonic, watch your language.
Shit, rock.
That's Knuckles.
Yeah, I am Knuckles.
You're non-existent.
You don't exist. Then how am I here?
It's like,
I wiped you from existence like 2 levels ago.
no, basically, like just going back to what Iki said, it's the Shadow thing of like, no,
You're not in this level. You're not in this level.
Well, technically I am, but... Jeez, we're only a fourth of the way done.
Yeah, that's why this boss is fucking stupid.
looks it.
Now you see, ladies and gentlemen, why the genocide route in Undertale is fucking dog shit.
Yeah, because
it's mainly for weirdly
bad.
anti-bragging rights.
Like aside from the Sans boss fight and the whole review with Kara, there's not much else to it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it does a good job of reinforcing how terrible it is to kill people, but it kind of neglects the fact that from a gameplay standpoint, up to a point, it's kind of boring.
You thought you were playing a video game? This is a rally simulator, and you failed with flying colors.
You could say it's the closest thing to... You could say it's the closest thing the indie realm went to with AAA writing.
Come on, just a little bit more on that meter. Come on. Almost.
No, why don't you hold still, you Diablon?
Take that back.
Stupid name.
Oh, you pussy.
That is a stupid name. Why is the good guy using Diablon?
That's supposed to be that strong. Oh, no, not the combo. Okay. Nice.
No, fuck this.
And they're just... And it's like, remember, they made this entire game to cater to the Western audience.
There you go. Now you have infinite energy. Now we just wait. Look at his head bop up. Imagine Tower's in there and he's getting shook about. No, it's
So
time.
that's why he's fine. Yeah, that's why he named it Diablo. He was shaken as a baby. You're shaken baby syndrome.
Oh,
I don't think
that's
that correlates.
That's why his eyes are different colors.
I think that's what
I don't think that's
I'm sorry, I don't know.
I don't think it's like a roulette wheel where you have the baby and go. Ooh, double hazel. We win.
You shake the baby, you look into its eye. Don't count on it. Oh.
No, you just see like the Mario Kart item wheel.
This really is evil. So now what happens, Doug?
Ugh. Jeez.
Yes.
I got wrecked a new one.
No.
Oh man.
Sammy, it's the bad boy.
Finally.
Go to your room, Shadow.
Chaos
Hold on,
Emeralds.
Ricky. I want to see him be a bad boy.
You're grounded.
Shadow. What are you gonna do with them?
Something I should have done a long time ago.
The squeaky bolt on this door was driving me crazy.
God damn it.
I'm Shadow, the Hedgehog.
More like, no, you know what it is? It's more like, I should have done what I should have done years ago. Cut to the Sonic 1 tile scream, and now it's Shadow.
Destroy this.
That's not order or justice. That's just destruction.
This is who I am.
We're evil, Logan.
There you go. He's gonna be an evil destroyer.
Well, that was a game.
First, the planet Earth. Then, planet Krypton. And then...
I don't know what's happening.
No, I don't know where to go.
It's like, wait, what do you mean?
Myself.
It's like, that's like first planet Earth, and then the planet Krypton, and then, what do you mean someone else blew it up first?
What do you mean? What do you mean it died by itself?
Copycat.
What do you mean someone called dibs?
Bastards.
So, how do you feel the tone of these are executed, Doug?
They're just simply there. That's all I can say.
As far as being an actual villain arc, yeah. There.
I mean, you finally got to be a villain, but man, did it feel like an absolute nothing burger of a story.
It's worthless.
Yeah.
I think I've said off screen or in recording, I don't remember. I think the only pathway I really like is the anti-hero pathway.
I did like that ending with him being a guardian of the Ark. I thought that actually had like some nice meat and potatoes to it.
Oh, that's right! You were
feel
asking
like
me about that, Logan. I never got a chance to give my thoughts on that.
Oh yeah,
I'd
what
say that,
would you have thought about that?
I would say, like, conceptually, I could see how that would work. The only problem I would see with that is that if you're gonna commit to Shadow basically having that be like his Angel Island, it would also kind of come across the same issues that people have with Knuckles for a while, where it's like, if you're gonna keep Shadow involved in stuff, you just bring up the notion of, like, didn't you make a vow that you would, like, stay on the Ark unprotected? Isn't going on these random shenanigan adventures kind of betraying that the set path you set yourself on?
Well, exactly. Again,
Maria's ghost gave me express permission to join you in this adventure.
I brought this permission slip signed by her ghost. No, I would say that would solve your problem then, Hype, is that they couldn't, so if they wanted to care about their plot so much, they couldn't just willy-nilly include him in everything. They'd have to have actual reason for it. Like maybe since he's in the Ark, he's the first person to know about any invading aliens or other space like problems that are approaching the Earth and stuff. But
that's not the point I'm getting at, Logan. My point is that, like, the problem with Knuckles is that, like, not dissimilar to Shadow, Knuckles is a fairly popular character himself, and that's why he's usually brought in on a lot of games. But that notion of, like, appeasing fan demand of seeing more Knuckles kind of spits in the face of Knuckles' duty of having to stay on Angel Island to protect the Master Emerald. How do you know that same thing won't happen with Shadow?
That's why this series has a serious problem of having characters that are really good, but only good for like their one and only their one appearance.
And the only and ironically enough, the one times where I do actually like a character and would like to see him do more with them, like Blaze, they forget to. They just straight up forget to.
I mean, let me rephrase that. It's more so a matter of, like, the series has a problem with having characters that are very good, but they're also very one-note. Like, you know, Sonic and Tails and Amy, they're, you know, they may not be, like, they at least have freedom. The other characters have responsibilities. And it's not easy to just tell them, hey, ignore those responsibilities to help us on our adventures.
Before we go, can I at least offer, like, some idea of justification as to why Shadow could stay on the Ark?
I mean, go for it, yeah.
I guess not.
No, I mean, I'm
considering
I'm
the gunshot, but whatever.
Good.
In my case, I'd imagine something like he makes a vow to Maria in, after everything is said and done, that he would protect the Ark as kind of like a memory site for her. Like keeping her legacy alive.
like a national park kind of thing. Yeah.
No, not even a national park, just like a sanctuary for him. And Maria and Joan Kabaki.
I mean, I can get down with that idea, though it also does kind of spit in the face of what Shadow ends up doing with the true ending of the game.
I mean, how often does canon really matter with something?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they outright said that everything is canon, so who's to say?
But that means nothing is canon.
Exactly.
And when everything's canon,
nothing
will be.
You're learning.
Anyway, Doug, are you done with being an evil bastard?
For now, yeah.
Alright, then, everybody, next time we're gonna be the greatest goody two-shoes, that even more so than Sonic
Sammy,
is.
What? But then I'll be out of a job!
Yes, Sammy, are you ready to watch him be a good boy?
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, next time we're
next time, everybody.
Next time we're handling the true hero pathway.
Woo!
Yep, next time Doug will be good boy. Till next time, everybody.
Those kittens are gonna enjoy those mittens I'm making them.
I need my coffee beans.